Happy Self Love Sunday, ladies. I hope that you're doing well. I hope your journeys are going well. So, let me tell you, my journey is actually going really well. Only because I was on vacation last week, or shall I say staycation. Um, and I just allowed myself to detach. Not a lot of social media at all. Barely posted. Definitely didn't scroll. But it also allowed me to clean out my closet and my garage and kind of get rid of some things. Getting rid of the old so we can bring in the new. And I am always excited about something new coming into my life. So, getting rid of those 4 or 5 bag worth of clothes that I haven't worn since God knows when, or just can't even fit anymore. It really did some justice, and I'm excited about all the new space that's in my closet that I get to fill. But anyway, today I really want to come to you and I want to talk to you about how needing nothing attracts everything. I actually had a live Instagram chat yesterday with somebody who I really adore and love. She's one of my spiritual advisors, coaches, however you want to, whatever you want to apply to it. But I just say she's a dear friend who I love dearly, who's been with me for many years along this walk of mine. And we were talking about self love because she actually did a class today on self love, 14 days to loving you, which I love. Anything that comes to teaching women how to love themselves so they can go out and get the life they so desperately desire is right up my alley. So, when we were talking about it, we were talking about the fact of how, when I stopped needing things, I started attracting everything. Now, let's be clear on this. Needing nothing doesn't mean that, mentally and physically you stop needing. That's not what it means. It means that you are vibrating on just a whole other level. And it's almost like a state of realizing you have everything. And what let me just give you an example. There's a couple of them, right? Um, I have a townhome that I own, right? It has running water. I have a washer and a dryer. I have a refrigerator with food in it. I have a dishwasher because my children do not like to wash the dishes, right? I have a kitchen table to eat at. I have a television in my home. I have furniture that I'm actually sitting on, right? So when you stop to think about it, I could say I want a bigger house. I can say I want a different refrigerator. I could say I want all these things. But see, I already have all the essentials that are needed in life. All the essentials. And some of those things are not essentials because I don't know about you, but growing up, I was the dishwasher, right? I don't know about you, but growing up, we went to the laundromat. Hello, somebody. With loads and loads of clothes every Saturday morning and being there forever. And you had to fold all the clothes before you left the laundromat, so you didn't have that issue that I have now where no one likes to fold the clothes, right? But when you stop to think about it, there's truly nothing that I need. I am surrounded by love. I am surrounded by my beautiful children. I have people in my life that love me. But bigger than that, I love myself. So, when you learn to walk in that light and you learn to take this journey of loving you and learning how to love on you for who you are, knowing that you're worthy just as you are, as you stand right here today, you will know that you don't need truly the love of anybody else. That's overflow. The way my children love me, that's overflow. The way my friends love me, that's overflow. But truly, I don't need that love. I have permanent love in my higher power, right? So I'm truly always loved. But loving me put me in that space where I don't need that from anyone else. I have that. So, not needing things, I started to attract more to me because it put me in a grateful space, right? Because I remember a time, coming up, not only was I a single mom, but even when I was married, we were struggling. We were young when we got married. I was like 25 years old. I remember a time when the light bill came. Okay, I don't know about you, but I had to put $25 on that light bill because I could not afford to pay that whole light bill off. Versus today, when the full bill comes, I can pay the full bill. That's that state of gratitude, right? So being in that grateful space just understanding that where I was yesterday, I'm no longer there. Oh, what it brought to my life. So when I started to realize I have everything, I have everything within me, right? I started attracting more love, higher love. I started attracting abundance, mental mental abundance. I mean, because I was in more of like a depressed state. I physical, feeling better, financial. Let me tell you something. Okay. When I stopped that complaining and started being grateful and remembering how I could not afford certain things and now I'm able to afford certain things, and my refrigerator is able to have certain foods that I could never afford before. Okay, when I started walking in that light, how about it attracted more money to me to the point where, I don't really worry about certain things anymore. I am not rich, but I learned to become grateful. It would be times, this is no lie, there'd be times when I would just over obsess. I have a spreadsheet with all my bills on there. I would have how much the bill is, what I owe, what I can pay, and what was left, right? And there would be things that would happen because life is always going to happen where, all of a sudden I needed like $1,000 car repair. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm stressed out and I'm going crazy. And I'm just going over the spreadsheet over and over again. And I can't find the extra money. And I'm just nuts and I'm upset and I'm sad and I'm going through all these things. And just a mess, just a whole heaping mess, right? When I stop doing that to myself, when I've learned that things will work out, they always do. It always finds itself to me. Learn to detach from the craziness of it all, because what am I doing in the crazy? Let's talk about it. What am I doing in that craziness? Because I'm alpha, honey. That alpha needs to step in at that moment and do something and figure it out and get it done right then and there. And see, what I've learned, my alphas, is we have to stop stepping in so quickly. We have to learn to step back for a second. Learn to sit with it for a second. Learn to meditate, aka pray on it some, right? And then trust in the waiting patiently for a sign for movement. Because sometimes when we move so quickly, we're blocking the very thing that's supposed to come and help. Oh, let me give you an example of something recently that happened where I applied it and it worked itself out. I have a daughter I have a freshman in college who's going to school for nursing. Also have a senior that's in college. There's 5 children living all together. We had 6 and one of them, our oldest son passed away. But the senior in college had some unexpected, senior fees, and just, it was like these tuitions were like crippling me. And her dad is in a state where he's not really, he's battling, cancer and stuff like that. So, we try not to burden him with some things right now. And I'm like, she called me, was like, Mom, I need like $7,000, like over the weekend. I'm like, seven, I don't know about you, but $7,000. Now, normally with my old alpha self, I would jump and like, let me go get a loan or pull it out my retirement plan or do this and do that. I would normally just get busy with a bunch of doing. But since I've learned a few things, I've learned to step back. So I said to her, you know what? I want you to place some phone calls, not just with the school. I want you to, place some other phone calls. And this was on a Thursday. And I said, after you've made some phone calls, call me on Monday and then we'll work it out. And there was a few reasons why I did that too. So I want my children, sometimes we step in, we don't allow people to step up, right? We just want to jump in there really quickly and just solve it and fix it. But sometimes we're standing in the way of what our higher power wants to show us. Sometimes we're standing in the way of allowing that person to step up in their power. Sometimes you have to learn to just step back and not try to fix it. Sometimes it's not even your job to fix. It's not even your place to fix. You're blocking it. And that's why sometimes when you do that, Oh my God, it's the worst decision ever. And you're feeling pain. And then sometimes you realize you stepped in and even financially and you gave in a place when you weren't supposed to because that wasn't your business. Okay. And now you have, messed yourself up financially, placed yourself in a bind. Okay. Because sometimes when you step in when you're not supposed to, that's exactly what happens. Right. But because I allowed myself to step back, because I allowed myself to sit for a second, allow her to step into her power a little bit too, because she's not a baby, she's 21. And then I went to my higher source. I went to my higher power, and I meditated on it in the way that I do, right? And I gave it to him. Let me tell you what happened on Monday. So on Monday, I said, don't forget to call me tonight so we could talk about it. And then when she called me, she said, Mom, guess what happened? I'm like, what? She was like, well, not only did the school say they're going to help me take care of the rest of the payment from this semester, they're going to help with the $7,000 too. And all I have to do is just appeal my PHEA grant. You cannot tell me that is nothing but the grace of my higher power. But had I did like I normally do, step in, do my thing the way I wanted to, I could have put myself, my future, by going into my retirement and pulling out this money and giving it to her, or pulling it out of my savings, where maybe I was supposed to be saving that for something that I don't even know that's about to happen, that's coming up, that I need that for. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to step back. But I want to get back a little bit because, I digress. But that was good because you need to hear that. Because so many of us, especially moms, not just to our children, but to our significant others, we'll step in on that man real quick. Oh, we got it. We'll feel it. We'll do it. But then on the other hand, be upset that he's not stepping into his power. And then we'll see him as not being, as manly or not stepping up. But how can he? Because every time he gets ready to step up or should step up, we step in, blocking it. You see what I'm saying there? Sometimes we have to step back and allow them to step up. Okay? All right. But I mean, in all seriousness, I think that that's something important. And I've learned when I do that, things do really work themselves out. Okay? And so when you place yourself in a place of consistent gratitude, right, you're actually happier. When I think about things like that, when I think about how far I've come, when I think about the fact that electric bill came in and it's $150 and I can pay the full $150, knowing just a few short years ago I could only pay $25, and then the next month the bill comes, it's another $150 and I could only pay another $25, right? Because that's what it was. I mean, it just was what it was, right? So but when I look at it now, I say thank you. I'm thank you. When I think about the winter time and it's snowing, and I had to get to the laundromat to wash my clothes and to do all those things, and I don't have to do that anymore. Thank you. Okay. When I look in my refrigerator and I see that it's full of bottled water when I could not afford bottled water back in the day, okay. Thank you. Ooh, cause tap, we don't get along. And it's not that I'm better than tap. It's just nasty. It is what it is. I need a filter. Okay. Places you in the grateful. And when you're grateful, you're happy. Because you know you have everything you need. Means some of those wants may not be there, but you have everything you need. Right? So you truly don't need anything. Oh, but here's the thing. Okay? Even if you don't. So say there's something that you don't have, you want. You got to act as if you already have it. Okay? So listen to me, my single ladies. Okay, here's what we do. This is a part of manifesting that's so beautiful. Right? Suppose, you want to go, you go into bed at night, and at night sometimes we feel that's when you feel the loneliest, right? But you want to attract a loving, loyal, compassionate, communicative man in your life. Right? Somebody who's going to be there for you. Somebody who's going to respect you and respect your boundaries and love you as you are. Right? You got to go to bed at night and you got to act as if you already have it. First, you start by writing it down. Right? Write all that stuff down. saying it aloud to yourself as you're writing it. And then you're going to meditate on it. And as you meditate on it, I want you to visualize him in your life. I want you to see him standing before you. I want you to see you holding his hand. I want you to see how he looks in your eyes and how he makes you feel, not by just by the words that he says, but he's walking out every single thing that he's saying, right? I want you to visualize and I want you to feel that. Ooh, girl, when you feel it, honey, when you feel it all through your body, right? And then believe in that. Oh, when you start to do that, that smile that comes on your face, how it lights you up, that's the feeling I want you to take with you. And after you've done all of that, what I want you to do, because we believe in that, is to learn to let it go. You got to learn to let it go and allow the universe, allow God, allow your spirit guides, allow your ancestors to just do the rest, honey. Is learning to accept rather than expect in that moment, because what happens is, and I'm not saying there's something wrong with expectation, but what I want you to do is release that, because a lot of times it's that expectation that, incites that fear and patience, right? We want to learn to detach from the outcome and let it come as it's supposed to. And what that does is going to allow you to relax and have a little bit of fun. Oh, it's going to allow you to have a little bit more fun in the process. You got to enjoy this process as it comes. And I know sometimes you're going to get off track, and I know sometimes things are not going to always work out the way you want it to, but you got to always just remember just to do your best. And as you know better, you're going to do better. You're going to be better. And you're going to have better. As you continue to level up, your taste buds begin to change, baby. And you got to embrace that as it comes. Don't try to rush it. Don't be impatient. Get to the place of I have everything I need. Get to that place of gratitude. Remember where you were yesterday. Remember how far you've come. I want you to embody that. The things that you desire to manifest. Okay? I want you to visualize that. Write it down. See it, feel it, believe it, walk it out. And then learn to let it go. But I'm going to tell you something. Okay? This is the truth. And I'm going to speak for myself. When I stop needing love from outside sources, when I stopped needing the love of a man and I started learning to love myself from the rooter to the tuta. Okay, that's head to toe for those of you who know. Gotta work with me here. Head to toe. I walked in the most amazing love to date in my life. That's what it'll do. But before it came, I visualized it. I felt it. There would be times I would be driving in the car. No lie, I'd be driving in the car and I could just feel us dancing. I could feel them. I could feel them coming. But it was because I was leveling up within me and I was able to open up to even receive it. See, because so many of us want it, but we're not in a place to receive it. Not because we're not worthy of it, not because we don't deserve it, but because we haven't opened ourselves up to it. We haven't done our work, ladies and gents. Because we were talking to our men yesterday too about being kings and standing in your power and understanding that every woman is not worthy of you. And understanding that every time you go and you take your private part, you stick it in yet another woman who has not done her work, and her womb is dark, and her womb is desperate, her womb is despair, and then you wonder why you walk around feeling the angst and the depression and all these crazy feelings that you never felt before. That is why. Same thing for you ladies. Stop allowing these things to enter into your body and tying themselves and binding themselves to you with all their issues, their mommy issues, their daddy issues, their past traumas that they're not even trying to heal. Okay? That's what doing this work will get you. That's what working with me will get you to a place where you can even recognize that. Recognize all the things that you already have within you Okay? That you don't need to search for outside sources to bring to you. Okay? That's what learning to love on yourself. So when it's not no longer just dreaming it. It's really walking it out. And watch these things and these people and the feelings come into your life. Watch yourself even level up. I'm going to tell you the truth. My mouth is nasty. I could cuss like a sailor. But as I started to level up, some of the words started to leave my mouth. It wasn't even a conscious effort anymore. Even the music that I listened to. Because I started to feed my spirit. You understand what I'm saying? I started to feed my soul goodness. I started to love on those parts and work with those parts that I didn't necessarily truly love, but I had to learn to love on it so I can change it. And it started to change me. And I love who I am growing to be. I love it. I love that. I love this woman. And I didn't used to. And there's still some things that she is working on every day. Please don't get that twisted. Every day. This journey doesn't have a pit stop, my dear. It is continuous. It is every single day. Every single day. And there's sometimes when I backslide. Let me tell you something. There's sometimes, because I stopped really listening to that whole trap music that I used to listen to. Lord. Okay? And then, my musical preferences changed. But there's times when it comes back, okay? But I don't beat myself up for it. I just twerk on it in that moment. And then guess what? The next day, whatever that new preference is comes right back. I don't beat myself up for it. I don't, because I learned that I'm human. And it's okay. And it's okay to twerk a little bit too. Let me just say that. Please don't twerk for Jesus, though. I can't even get with that song. But please don't do that. Please don't do that. People be tripping. But there's nothing wrong with it. Because it's having fun along the way. Learn to have some fun. Learn to let loose. I'm working on that too because I'm very uptight. I'm type A. Okay? I'm business. But I'm learning to have some fun. But that came with opening my heart. And opening my heart allowed new love to come in from friends and even different love, even from my family members that I feel now. And so it's allowed me to lighten up because I was really more business because I didn't trust. So, because when you don't trust, you don't feel like, especially for us type A alphas, when you don't trust, we don't feel like, we feel serious and don't mess with me, right? That's how we do. But when you learn to trust yourself, when you learn to love yourself, when you learn to forgive yourself, right? You learn to open up just a little bit more. I didn't say don't protect your heart. That's not what I said, okay? Don't get that twisted either. That's not what I said. Yes, you have to protect your heart. You have to do your work, right? You have to learn to listen to your gut. You have to do your homework with these people that you let in your life, and you know the signs. You see it. I always tell people I had the same man 5 different times. It was 5 different bodies, 5 different names, same characteristics. Why? Because I wasn't learning the lessons that I needed to. But now, oh, have I? And I can pick it up quickly. Same thing with friends too. But that's what doing this work does. Even on your job, I've learned to manage my manager. As odd as that sounds, by loving me, trusting my gut. Okay, learn to take initiative when I need to. Learn to step back when I need to. Learn to step in my power when I need to. Learning when it's time to talk and when it's time to be quiet. Because sometimes we got to shut it up, okay? There's no other nice way to say it. I'm sorry. I had to say that to me too. There's times when I have to literally say in my head, okay, little girl, be quiet. Because that's who that is. That's that little girl in there, she be ready to pop off. Okay, little girl, I need you to be quiet. Because this grown woman got this. I don't have to pop off. But I can say what I mean and mean what I say and hold true to my boundary without having to do all of that. Okay? So, for example, we talked about this yesterday. If I'm dealing with somebody and I go to bed early, if I say, please don't call me after 10 o'clock, and you call me at 10:01 and I pick up the phone and start talking, then that wasn't a boundary. It was a suggestion, as my girlfriend Sonia said. But if you call me at 10:01, my phone is on do not disturb. Hello, somebody. Because that's my boundary. And you will not cross it. But also in that, ladies, when I stop letting people cross my boundary, I stop crossing theirs. Because I used to cross people's boundaries all the time. Especially with my going off. And that way that neck snapped, yes. But I learned I know what that feels like. It's a respect thing. It's a self-respect thing. Respect of self and respect of others. Respect my boundaries. Okay? And stop making suggestions. Stick to your boundary. I don't talk on the phone after that hour. That's not what I do. Okay? Because I need to get up early in the morning. I got things to do in the morning, right? And I'm not saying that we don't ever tweak, right? If we're on the phone and it goes over time, I'm not saying, 10 o'clock, got to get off the phone. That's not what I'm saying. But if it's your boundary, like don't touch my hair, then don't touch my hair, right? Don't do that. That's my boundary. And don't allow it and then feel a certain way within yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Don't betray yourself in that moment. That's your boundary. Hold true to that. Okay? So what we going to do? We're going to get into this state of understanding that, not needing anything attracts so many things to us. It puts us in a state of gratitude. It makes us happier, helps us relax a little bit and have a little bit of fun, helps us to have the things that we truly desire, learning how to truly walk in that manifestation, right? That's what we're going to do. And guess what? If you need help learning how to walk that out, Sass Fitness, MOE Sass Fitness at gmail.com. I got you. I'm here for you. We can walk it out together, honey. Just because you may be at level 5 and I'm at level 25 doesn't mean a thing. But still at a level, I still have more levels to climb. We can do this together. Okay? So reach out to me, Sass Fitness LLC, also on Facebook and Instagram. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I look forward to talking to you next week.